Now, honestly, briefly talk about the problems of Pakistan you thought and I think needs to changed quickly, fast.
Obviously, internet connectivity is important for you guys as well because work, everything is online now. And if we want more people to go to Pakistan, they need to have good internet access everywhere, not just in the cities. Obviously, like women's rights. And so many of the women there were really unhappy and would tell me how unhappy they are. And I mean, that's not an issue that affected me as a tourist, but that affected me because I know so many hundreds of Pakistani women and they come to my meetups, and then we had a private meetup for women only, and they tell me all the things that are wrong. And it's like kind of basic human rights. These shouldn't be things that are wrong.
True.
You know, like they can't go to cafes, a lot of them, right? They can't, go out at night because it looks bad or their family's worried for them. So that would be something that...
She used the word they can't go to cafes. A lot of them, not all of them. So I'm just trying to.
I know people are gonna come for
because
me.
I know what
all the rich girls are gonna be like, I can go to a cafe.
Yeah, exactly. So they take all this clip and they'll put it on internet and try to cancel me. So yeah, I'm just trying to make it more clear.
Yeah.
What we are trying to say, we're talking about not all of them, a lot of them. Yeah.
But the truth is, like, the people watching your podcast are most likely the more educated people, the people with the rights and the people with the freedoms. And like, it's kind of their responsibility not to pretend things are the same for everyone else as they are for them. There's like, how many people in Pakistan? 200? 100 million?
Almost 250
200 million. 250 million. And so half of those at least are women, right? That's 125 million women. So just because you and your friends live in Lahore and have a nice life doesn't mean the other 100 million women do, right?
Exactly.
So most of these women are like, a lot of them are in rural places. Like, you'll never meet them, right? You don't know what they're going through. And I do talk to them. They message me. Like, any of them who speak English, they message me. And imagine the ones that are not, in a position where they can have an education that teaches them English. They're in a worse position, and they don't have necessarily even one friend that will tell them, like, it's not okay that your husband is hitting you. Right?
Exactly.
I swear to you, a lot of girls think it's okay. Not in Pakistan, in the world, in rural communities.
Yeah,
a lot of girls in the world are brainwashed that, like, this is just part of life.
Was there justification about that? That is a part of
They
life?
just think it's part of life. They're literally told, like, women are at home, men are stronger, you're stupid, like, your job is to stay at home and have kids. Like, you need to deal with this. I mean, this happens to children as well. Children that are raised in abusive homes, they think it's normal. I have friends raised in Europe that were raised in abusive homes, and they thought raised in the US in abusive homes, and they thought abuse was normal because you're a child. So this is what, like, imagine you wake up and every day somebody feeds you flowers. You think humans eat flowers. Every day I eat flowers, right? You don't know what's normal. So I think in Pakistan specifically, there's obviously women's rights issues. I mean, there's human rights issues, but the situation for women,
human rights issues as well.
For sure. But women are the ones who talk to me the most and who message me and who ask me to talk about this stuff, because sometimes, like you were saying, in the past, they can't talk about it. They don't necessarily have even the right or the safety to talk about it.
For example, right now, a lot of women can speak about it. That's good. The privileged one. And you were talking about the responsibility, and that's a very important thing, that all the women who can speak should speak about the women who can't speak. And men as well.
Obviously,
Men as well, including me. We have this responsibility. If I have a voice, then I have to talk about their safety, the abuse, and all these things which is happening in the street. I'm extremely... One thing, there are a lot of things which triggers you the most. I mean, all these things. So there are a lot of things which you see on daily basis, and that thing is street harassment.
Like, you see other people doing it.
Not doing it. For example, the glaring part is something which puts me off the most.
Yeah.
For example, if I take in this time as well, if I take my sister, and she's with me and she's wearing modest clothes, again, they're gonna say that. A lot of people say that the clothes and all these things, No. Let's
Yeah.
not go into that debate of clothes. She's wearing Pakistani, even a burqa. She's gonna get a lot of glare at
Yeah.
in my city, in the play in my city. A lot of places in my city, a lot of places in my city. And if you think that it's not happening, then take your sister and your mother in the streets and you will see. We need to have that empathy. When you say that this is happening here, so it's happening everywhere, it does not matter at all. You can't compare worst with the worst.
Yeah, and I mean, this
I don't
stuff
like this.
happens everywhere.
And I don't like this. If abuse is happening here, it's happening in the US as well. So what?
Yeah,
Of course,
so
it is bad.
does that mean we just let it happen everywhere?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we are all responsible for where we live. We're responsible for our own communities. And I mean, of course it happens everywhere, but the scale is obviously worse in Pakistan. Like in the US, if something happens, I can go to the police and tell them. Will they solve it? Not necessarily, but they will at least try to.
Yeah.
Right? It's at least illegal. Whereas in Pakistan, there's a lot of things that like I think are still legal that shouldn't be legal. I don't remember which countries it is, but there's a ton of countries where like literally beating your wife is not illegal. It's not illegal. There's no law against it.
Yeah. In Pakistan, it is illegal.
That's good.
There are a lot of things which are illegal, but we are talking about implementation of the law.
Of course, yeah. Again. So the first step is in some countries, it's literally still legal. Like it's
Yeah.
not on the law books. Okay, let's say it's on the law books. Will anything actually happen? Let's say something will happen. Do women feel safe enough to talk about it, or will they get retribution from their friends and family if they report it?
Yeah.
Right? Are they in a financially stable position where they can leave a partner, or are they dependent on their partner? Right? There's like many levels of where we need to be, where women can make decisions without fear. They're not doing it because they're afraid of losing their home. They're afraid of losing their family relations. They're afraid of losing their job. They're afraid of losing their reputation. You know, there's so many levels.
Dude, Aline is an expert. And I love this. I love this because, of course, I'm trying to listen to you. I'm trying to process the whole point because, of course, I talk about these things, but I'm a man. I can't relate to a lot of things. I do have an empathy, but again, you are different and you're a woman. So the kind of understanding you have, I can try, but I can't be like that.
Yeah.
So it's
I think you're doing a great job.
I'm trying.
Yeah.